These are freshly minted U.S. passports, rolling off the production line for the very first time. At a glance, they might seem like simple, pocket-sized booklets, unassuming travelers' companions, but behind their modest appearance lies one of the most advanced security creations on the planet. Each passport is a triumph of design and precision engineering, built with a dual mission: to make your journey across borders effortless, and to shut the door on criminals who thrive on deception. Fake passports fuel a shadow economy of identity theft, human trafficking, smuggling, and financial fraud. So how did this humble booklet evolve into one of the most formidable weapons against organized crime? Let's start at the very beginning, with the pages themselves. Look carefully. They aren't paper at all. The next generation U.S. passport first debuted in 2021, produced by the Government Publishing Office. Instead of paper, the foundation of each booklet is polycarbonate, a high-tech plastic engineered for strength, clarity, and security. Creating polycarbonate isn't as simple as melting plastic. It begins with bisphenol A and sodium hydroxide, which are combined in a solution of diphenyl carbonate. An organic solvent helps bind the ingredients, and ethanol is added to create a solid, crystal-clear polymer strong enough to endure decades of wear. But hidden inside this polymer are secrets. If you hold a page up to the light, you may spot faint strands, tiny fibers that look almost like hairs. They're so unusual that the State Department addresses them directly on its website. My passport has little fibers in the paper. Is that normal? The answer is yes. These are called orbit fibers, microscopic threads embedded during manufacturing. Their placement is random and impossible to predict, ensuring that no two passport pages on Earth are ever identical. That randomness alone makes counterfeiting extraordinarily difficult. And we're only at step 1. Those massive polycarbonate sheets must be transformed into the familiar passport size, precisely 5 inches wide and 3.5 inches tall. This shaping is achieved through a brutal process called thermoforming, where temperatures can climb to a blistering 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Once trimmed, multiple layers of polycarbonate are laminated together at heat levels approaching 275 degrees. It's during this lamination that hidden security elements, like holograms that shimmer and shift under light, are sealed inside, protected by layers that can never be separated without destroying the entire document. Next comes printing, but this is no ordinary ink job. Passports use a specialized offset printing process that relies on metal plates to transfer designs. The inks themselves are extraordinary. Some change color depending on the viewing angle. Others glow when exposed to ultraviolet or infrared light. Under a customs officer's scanner, these pigments reveal glowing patterns invisible to the naked eye. Patterns so complex that forgers would need access to equipment far beyond anything commercially available. But security isn't only about what you can see. Look closely at the letters and numbers on a passport and you'll notice something unusual. The text is printed in OCRB, a monospaced font developed in the 1960s for machine readability. Its subtle bleeds, bumps, and spacing quirks make it a nightmare for counterfeiters to duplicate accurately. Behind the text, you'll find microprinted words, so tiny they require a magnifying glass to detect. And even smaller than that is nanoprinting. Text so minuscule it's smaller than a single human cell, legible only under a microscope. The technology required to replicate these details simply doesn't exist outside the most secure government facilities. Security extends to touch as well as sight. Like U.S. currency, passports employ intaglio printing, a centuries-old technique that raises certain parts of the design so you can literally feel them beneath your fingertips. On passport cards, details such as birth dates, serial numbers, and the Great Seal of the United States stand out in relief. Customs officers can run a finger across the surface and immediately know whether a document is authentic, no scanner required. Once the physical booklet is ready, it's time to give each passport its unique identity. During the application process, your photo, name, birth date, and other key details are permanently laser engraved into the polycarbonate at temperatures ranging from -4 to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. These laser markings can display full-color images, known as polychromatic engraving, that remain crisp and vibrant for decades. Attempting to scrape, alter, or replace them would destroy the entire page. Yet the information on your passport isn't confined to what you can see or touch. Embedded within the second page is a tiny radio frequency identification chip, smaller than a postage stamp. Installed during lamination, it can withstand temperatures up to a staggering 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Despite its size, this chip can securely store 64 kilobytes of data, more than enough to hold the digital keys customs officers need to confirm your identity in seconds. Each chip is paired with a unique serial number that links directly to a secure federal database, ensuring that even a stolen passport cannot be cloned. Because polycarbonate layers fuse permanently, tampering with the chip or any embedded feature destroys the entire document. That's why, despite the millions of passports issued each year, the U.S. State Department reports virtually zero successful attempts to create a fully counterfeit passport from scratch. Most fraud cases involve stolen identities and fraudulent applications, not forged books. Even after production, security doesn't stop. Each finished passport receives a unique tracking number before leaving the facility. Applicants can follow its journey through the U.S. Postal Service, while the State Department provides regular email updates. As of April 2024, standard processing times range between 6 and 8 weeks. If your passport is lost or stolen, you can report it instantly through official websites and hotlines, ensuring swift cancellation before criminals can exploit it. When your new passport arrives and you hold it for the first time, you're not just holding a travel document, you're holding a masterpiece of modern engineering. Every page, every fiber, every hidden detail is designed to protect your identity and safeguard your travels. But the fight against fraud never sleeps, and technology keeps evolving. What's next? Perhaps the future of travel won't involve a booklet at all. At Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest international hub, travelers already pass through customs without showing a single document. Instead, high-resolution cameras scan their faces and irises, instantly matching biometric data stored in secure databases. The United States hasn't added iris recognition to passports yet, but U.S. Customs and Border Protection already uses facial recognition and fingerprint scanning at major ports of entry. Japan began fingerprinting international visitors back in 2007, and the European Union has been building a 10-fingerprint visa program for more than a decade. It may only be a matter of time before your eyes and fingerprints become your passport, the ultimate proof of identity, impossible to counterfeit. Until that day arrives, this small blue booklet remains your key to the world. It may fit in your pocket, but it stands as a giant in the ongoing war against fraud, a perfect blend of art, science, and security, quietly defending every journey you take.